Alright, I'm using this miniwebtool.com random name picker. That other place you had to pay to use it and stuff. I'm not paying to do this. There's 100 free sites. Didn't know how many people entered. Man, it took me forever to do this. I had to enter these, go down through the comments, and I replied. I got down, I'm sorry people, I got down to like right here, and some of you people I've talked to before, so I tried to, you know, say something else in there and tell you hi. But it just got down to the point where, like right in here, I just had to stop replying and put the hearts by it. It was just going to take me till 2 o'clock in the morning to do it. I don't know, I think it's 8:30 or 8:40 now, and I've been working on this since like 6 o'clock. But I got it all in here, and this is the giveaway here. The first winner, all I have to do is pick a random name, and it's going to come up. Gets this, the Paleo square knife. Zach Harrison, the winner. Zach Harrison, congratulations, buddy. Let me well, I guess I can watch the video. I was gonna write your name down, but Zach Harrison, you got the Bennett papered Paleo square knife, and I want to talk about this guy for a second while we're doing this till we do the second one. BennettAuthentications.com. This guy's in Ohio. I do not know him. I've never met him, but I admire him because he's doing the right thing. If you're buying a bunch of papers and you're unsure of stuff, a lot of papers are fraudulent. Just because an item has a paper doesn't mean it's real. This guy has integrity, and he's not going to paper anything questionable. He's looking at it microscopically, and he'll tell you why your items are not authentic. Best thing to do is find them, but if you know what you're doing, you can save some stuff. And this guy puts most of his, I think all of them go into an online database. So if you paper it with them, you want to put where it was found and stuff, because there's a record of it. There's a picture of the item, which is big time thumbs up. That's even better, you know, than having your stuff documented online. And this guy's doing it for you. So let's go for the number 2, which is this beautiful Mason's patent with like the iron cross. It's called something other than iron cross, but I always call it iron cross. 1858, bossed on the bottom. Let's see who gets this one. Random name, Squatch Thumper. You're the winner, buddy. Congratulations. The Mason's patent, November 30th, 1858. And you guys, when I post this video, if you would comment, I'll say it. You can either email me your address or you can put it in the comments. The comments would be great, because then I'll know it's you. I just am kind of worried that somebody might send me an email and say I won that, and you know, I don't know if that'll happen. Whatever you're comfortable with, just get at me in the comments. I'll check them all, and I'll wait till you guys respond, and I'll send your item right out. The next giveaway is for this beautiful Melville. It's got a Jackson authentication paper, and it's nice. Let's see who gets that. Let's hit the randomizer. Susie W. Susie W, congratulations, you got a beauty. I really like this point. I kind of hate to give it away, but it's not from my area, and it's yours now. I'll get it shipped out as soon as I hear back from you. Congratulations, Susie. Alright, the next piece is for this beautiful Buzzard Roost Creek. And this guy with this paper I respect as much as the Bennett. Dwayne Rogers, DWAIN ROGERS, Texas Flint Authentication. Here's his address, 4102 Birch Boulevard, Temple, Texas. He's mainly a Texas authenticator, but he knows what he's doing. And I don't know this guy either, don't even know what he looks like, but I respect his papers. He's doing the right thing. He's a positive for the artifact collecting community. I think this guy is too, but I'm not sure if this place is open. I'll have to look into it. But I used them in the 90s, like I said. But let's see who gets the Buzzard Roost Creek. Virtual harassment is the winner. Virtual harassment. So buddy, you got it. And don't be discouraged this month if you didn't win. I gave 4 people out of, I think there was 301 names. You have a pretty good shot. You do. And I will do this every month, like clockwork, on the last day of the month. And I got a $100 donation this month from James W. James, thank you, buddy. I'm putting it towards this, the giveaway next month. Plus, I'm going to use 20% of my income to go back, and I'm going to try to buy some marbles, some nice bottles, arrowheads when I can. Nice arrowheads that are authentic are hard to come by for sale. They just are. And most of the time, guys want hundreds of dollars for them for average stuff. And I try to get good deals on the stuff that's authentic and paper it. And I will be giving that stuff away. Try to save all I can, and the stuff that I get that's non-papered I'll be sending to this guy, this Bennett, because it goes into an online database, and I really like that idea. It's putting a history to the pieces, where they're from, blah blah blah. It's good, it's real good. But there you go, there's your winners. I'll watch the video and write these down, and the video will be when it's on. I'm doing this on Sunday night. This will be on Monday sometime. Just down in the comments, get at me and we'll figure out how you want to send me your address. It's fine in the comments, and once you post it and I write it down, I'm going to pack this stuff up tonight and get it ready with your username written on the outside, so I can just write the address on and take it directly to the mail, so you guys get it fast. I'm sure you all want to get this stuff. And just, if you're new to this channel, make sure you're subscribed. I'm going to do this every month, and the ultimate goal is to be able to get my channel up to the point where I'm making enough money to just look every day and worry about nothing else, and really delve into everything. How to hunt, everything. Live stream. And the goal would be to where I can take some of my money off my channel and buy like a really nice Clovis or something high end, and paper it, buy a good authenticator, maybe get dual papers on it, explain why those papers are good, and give it away on this channel. You know, that's the goal. Or maybe a nice dovetail that's actually real. So thanks for watching, folks. Thanks for participating. I will keep this up, and I think there will even be more items in next month's giveaway. I have some awesome marbles to give away, some bottles, some more papered arrowheads. So thanks. Later. Alright, I was out here looking for this old boy for like 15 minutes. When I got in my car, when I was coming out to get in my car, I was taking my dad a big scale that he wanted, and I saw this snake in my driveway, but here he is. It's a black snake. I'm not sure exactly what you'd call him, but he's a beautiful animal. I love snakes and stuff. Look at the kind of gold on his back. There he goes. I'm not going to mess. Well, I'll pull him out of. Well, I'm not going to be able to. He's gone. He's a quick one. And it's nice and warm today. He's got plenty of energy. He was sunning himself on my driveway, but you got to look at him. That wasn't a huge one, but it wasn't small. It's nice to see something like that. They eat rodents and stuff, and it's good to have that stuff around. You don't want to kill them. They're part of the ecosystem. But anyway, that's another clip for me. Hope you enjoyed that. I did. I love finding snakes. Haven't seen many this year. The last one I saw was a dead copperhead on the road, and it was when I was walking into one of them dumps, and it's on curvy roads and stuff, and there was a bunch of cars coming, and they had construction work going on, so I didn't want to stand there on the road and film it. And he was smashed, but it was a big copperhead, and it was just a classic looking with real beautiful markings. But it's the first snake of the year, folks. Later. All right, folks, I had to come back to my kayak and get my phone, but this is where I found that real nice black point, that Amos. Look at these banks, and there's where I found the Broken Jack's Reef with Aunt Nellie's rake right in there. You can see the water's all right today. It went down a little bit, but it never changes here much. But up here, I'm looking in a spot back there, like back there, and it's not an arrowhead, but I think it's a really old US coin. It looks like maybe a copper, but it's an old one, like from the 1850, 1840. Let me see if I can. And it's holed. And look here. Here's a piece of flint. Let's look at stuff. Here's another piece of flint. But see, there's not much here. It's laying right on the base clay. See the sand and stuff here? There's another flake of flint. Look at that. 3 flakes of flint, and there's hardly the base clay. I told you. All the bullets, and see, there's maybe a little bit to scrape air. Let's look over in here and see if we can't see an artifact laying up too. There's a little bit of material. I might try to scoop some of this up, but no way. Oh, no way. See if you see it here. It's right here. I'm gonna have to get pictures, but look at it right there, and you can see the hole in it. And that's an old coin, folks. Oh, no way. See the fire rock coming out up in here? There's just not much to. I might be able to get one screen here because this stuff is, you see, it's not thick at all. But let me get pictures of this coin as it lays, and I will be back later. All right, I carry my phone in a bag like this. I'll have to send a picture. That's why I do it for my dad. And my phone takes better pictures than this GoPro. It's hard to touch this screen on the back. The settings always turn to different, and you want it in HD, and then it's just not as good as the camera. But let's see what this is. This didn't look. Oh, it's a coin. Let me see if I can't get it cleaned. I'll have to do a few work, but I don't want to scrub it or nothing. Man, this is an old coin. I don't know what this is yet, but I'll see later. I'm not sure on this. You can see stuff on it, like, and it's holed, and it's definitely like a coin. You can see. I'll have to see about getting this looked over and cleaned up, but man, it's holed. This could be something. I find Mississippian stuff in this place, and you know, this could be old enough that it could be a trade item, a hold trade item. Not saying that for sure, because I don't know what kind of coin this is, but it's definitely an old one. I can tell by the weight of it, and you can kind of see this could be early 1800s, and there was Indians here killing white people in the early part of the 1800s and late 1700s for sure. So this, you know, and I'm on an Indian site, and I don't really ever remember finding bottles or nothing here, and it's all fire rock. I'll let this dry out here in the boat, and we'll see after it dries out. It's been in a wet environment for a good bit. You know, it was underwater yesterday, so, and it's washed out there someplace. So we'll see. I'll see if I can't get any details off of it, but that's cool. Later. Right in there where I found that coin, the first screen, I got an arrowhead. So, you know, it's a good find, but it's, you know, not an Amos point. It's serrated and close to, well, you know, 88 to 98, something like that. Over 9,000 years old. I don't know what it is, and it's got a tip neck, but, you know, this could very well be some kind of contact piece. If it's, that looks like a coin that, in the way it is, it looks like something that's mid 1800s anyway, and I'd say it's older than that. By the feel of it, it's real heavy, and it's hold, and I do find Mississippian stuff here. I'm not saying it is, but there's no other junk here. There's no other pottery in the ground, modern stuff, broken glass. It's all Indian stuff laying on the base clay. And you know, this could have been lost by a guy getting off a boat. It could have been lost by a fisherman, but where I'm at, there's no people right around me any place, and no people come in here, and this is old. So there's just, I'm not saying that's what it is, but there's a possibility on this. But over here, see how nice the screens look? Broken up, busted up fire rock. I picked, I don't know, 4 or 5 little flakes of flint out of this, and didn't see this point initially. Took me a while, but right here's one right there. It's got a little tip neck, and if I come on these newer sites, I can find points like this all day long, one after another after another. Kind of looks Hopewellish, but I don't know that it is. It's really ground, some kind of sod notcher with an impacted tip. But you know, you can't beat that, and I forgot to get a picture, so I'll have to lay that in there again. I always do that. But anyway, see what I'm doing. I ain't on the comments. I can care what you say down there. Just try to keep the language to a minimum. All that crap that happened a few days ago was nothing more than one of the guys like 6 or 7 months ago took some pot shots at me in comments, and I didn't forget it. And with what they're doing, how can you do that? And it's kind of sad, because I was only nice to the one guy, I even sent him some points in the mail, and he took pot shots because I didn't have comments. And why would I want to listen to that stuff? You know, I'm out doing this all day long. I don't have time for that. And if I really wanted to be a big shot, you'd be able to recognize me, and I'd be using my name and bragging about the awards I won at artifact shows. All I want to do is be left alone, find arrowheads and bottles, and put on good videos. That's it. What you did, dude, isn't real cool. And how does it feel? How's it feel, bro? Later, guys. All right, I had to walk up here and get my phone again to get a picture. Got another point. It's been less than 10 minutes. Between 5 and 10, I would guess. I got my sifter sitting over here on a log. I dug it right behind that log. It's got a little tip nick, but it's a Flint Ridge point, and it looks like a bird point. It would have been real nice. Most of these bird points are broke, but I get real nice ones every about 1 or 2 out of 10 is usually a smoker. But you can see the principle. I'm trying to see how this log was laying in here. I pushed it that way, and that blade that I had that was as big as my hand in the last video that Chuck found, that monster black one, oh, that's just beautiful. It's like that thin, the full length of it. There was a tire laying with the rim on it out in the water, and it was really sunk in. A lot of people had been looking there, so he dug the tire out and started working the gravel under the tire, and that blade came up in his sifter. I bet you was going nuts on that one. Congratulations, Chuck. That's just an awesome piece that any collector would like to find and would be proud of. You're the man, buddy. But you can see the principle here. This real high bank, you're going along the river and seeing places like this, and you know there's never much shore here. The water never changes in this spot. In some places on the river, depending on where you are, even during flood level, this water might only be right up to there, and it might not even be that high. Sometimes it gets too high, but it has to be really high here. And you can see the fire rock laying in there at the base of the bank. It tumbles out of this, comes down, hits this base clay, and lays in here in pockets. And this log held stuff in behind it, so I pushed it out, and that's the material I'm sifting. I saw that stuff right there. Let's see if this is a nutting stone or anything. No. But you can see I got this cracked up, burnt up fire rock, and this stuff is out of campfires that are thousands of years old, and it's exploded and red like this because it's all been heated repeatedly. Right here's a little flake of jasper, red jasper. That looks like the only other flake in the screen, but see if you see the point down there at the bottom. It's right here, and it even looks bifurcated here. It might be a bifurcate, but I think it's probably a bird point. Some of them are like that. Yeah, it's one of those, like that frame of points I showed Chuck had and the ones I've showed him on. These are all over the full length of the river, and they're hard to find perfect, and all of them are made of high quality flint. These little tiny bird points. That's pink and white Flint Ridge. It's damaged though, but it's still cool. Forgot to get the picture again, so I'll have to lay that in there. I always do that. Well, anyway, folks, later. All right, I just walked back here to get my kayak. I'm up there just a little bit, one beach over from where I found that coin thing with the hole drilled in it, and I knew that I found 40-inch and stuff, or Mississippian stuff here before, and I've got 2 Mississippian points that were right around this in my screen. One that looks pretty nice and another broken one. So I had to come back and get this stuff. I'll be back with the clip in a second. But that coin very well could be Indian, a trade item. There was Indians up into the 1800s around here and in this area in 1780s and 90s. White people were massacred. They were. Maybe I'll go into more in depth into some of that stuff in future videos. Plan on doing a lot of stuff, just keeping focused and just coming out and doing this all day, every day. Look at that, 45 minutes and all that stuff already. You just got to be out, folks. You know, if you're watching these videos and you think you'd like to do this, be brave. Buy a kayak, get your life vest, If you don't know how to swim, you can go take swimming lessons at any YMCA. They'll get you in business, you know, within a couple months. You'll be swimming laps. It's a good place to learn something like that. That's where one of my daughters learned to swim, and when she was young, and took right to it right away. If she can do it, anybody can. Don't be shy, get out and do this. Later. All right, well, while I was getting the pictures, I thought this one point was perfect, but it's got the base snapped. It's still beautiful though. It's a Mississippian point for sure, like some kind of Madison or something. But here's the first one. I saw it up in there, and this is like 4 shovelfuls of dirt, breaking up fire rock. You can see how red this is fired, and blown up. All of it's blown up, but there's a little, you can see the tips off of it and the basal corners off. This is the left bottom, this is the right bottom, and the tip would have been there. You can see what it is. Just an average one, but still cool. Now look at this one. Paper thin, like a red heat treated shirt, but it's broke right there. Thought that one was whole. Man, that's a nice tip. But you know, that if you're doing this and sifting everything, you know, and I've heard it all, you know, well, you're digging too. Well, this stuff's falling out of a bank. It's displaced material in no archaeological context, and all of it is eventually going to get destroyed. So no, it's not even same ballpark, not even same universe. So don't even go there. This is archaeological salvage, is what it is. And when you're doing this, how would you know that coin could be Indian? That question, if you're not finding the stuff associated with it. Even if you're surface hunting places like this and you're taking one piece off of it and you're not really looking around, what are you really doing? In my opinion, you're destroying it. And you know, if you think about that for a little bit, what if you come by and pick up that coin and never find these 2 arrowheads, and then that coin dates to 1790 or token or whatever it is, and it's a true trade item? It's rare, and it has some importance. And that's what I'm shooting for here. That's it. All right, you can see these banks in here. They're pretty straight up and down. I'm kind of paddling around. It's a shame all them points are broke. I think I have 5 or 6 broken points already. I've been here like an hour and a half. But I'm looking around. I think I'm gonna go back to where across the river too and look here in a minute later. All right, you can see this bank here, straight up and down. There's a nice slant to the beach here. All that stuff's falling down, laying right in here in the water. Like these weeds right there sticking up, that stuff will even hold points in there. You want to pick around with your shovel all around that kind of stuff. I'm gonna get this stuff out here and try some screens. Get back if I see anything, and I'm gonna look around more today. I've already found some cool stuff. Got one pretty nice points, and I would say that is a hoop well, that point. I looked at it, it's kind of water worn, even the sides are ground. It's probably tumbled around there after it's fallen out of the bank from boat waves and the tip got popped off, or it freeze popped off or something. But all that flint stuff so far, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 points. The ones got slate damage, but it ain't a bad day. This was a rock for a minute, man. It's hard to say till I picked it up. Look here. That's a little, like, very bad quality Kanawha black chert little blade. It's crappy, but what it is. You can see it, stuff's hard. Some of this stuff's hard to see, especially that black Kanawha. That ain't bad. It's kind of cool. Later. Yeah, I thought I had a tick on me. I might on my back. I'll have to check, but it's getting towards 6:30, and by the time I get all this stuff loaded up, and I had to borrow my dad's truck because my car, sometimes it's rough distance and with a kayak in it. I just want to take his truck, so I want to get it back to him. But I don't know, I've been out about a little under 2 hours and got all this stuff. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points, and I got this. You can see stuff on that. I don't know, I'll have to look how to maybe bring that out and see what this is. It's pretty crusty, but that's holding. It was around these Mississippian points. Who knows what that is? That could be something awesome. So another positive day. Got some cool stuff, and I'll get out dump digging and more of this as soon as I can. Later, folks. I decided to stick it out a few more minutes. I'm right by my kayak and I put my shovel in here and started feeling some rock. Check this out. I got another artifact. That big rock right here. Look at this nutter. All right. It's roughed up on this side, but look at that nice little square stone. Look at that nice hole in it. It's all pecked out around it. That's pretty cool. That black is staining from where it was stuck down in the mud. A lot of the points, I've talked about this before, they'll have little black spots on them and stuff. I think that's mostly from decaying leaves in the mud. It does that, but this will dry out and lighten up. It still might have a little color to it, but that's how it was in the ground, right there in the mud. It's been in there a long time. Oh, that ain't bad. I always like these handheld ones. I can send that to somebody in time. I'm still, you know, it's hard paying for the shipping when you're on a limited budget, and right now I still am, you know, but things are getting better every month. Like this time next year I'll be way better off than I am now, and that's just the philosophy. Just keep pushing hard. We'll see what else is in this screen. I'll get back if there is anything later. This is what was in this screen. Look at this. Look at all these flakes, and look at this pink flint ridge. Imagine like a table rock or something, or a kerk made out of that. It's probably bird point people though, but you can always wish. Could be table rocks. The people that were making them table rock points, almost all of them were made out of high quality flint. See, there's another flake. A few shovelfuls of dirt, flint everywhere. That's all I got. You can see my flint's doubled. There's a lot of flint over in there, right by these little weeds there that were holding it in. But I got this, that looks like Carter Cave, and it's translucent, and it's a tip off a real nice one of these bird points. Like in my last video I showed Chuck's frame of them. Would have been a nice one. Like I said, almost all of it was broke. Lots of broke points today, but that coin is awesome, and we have some promise for next time. Later, folks. Sketchy getting across the river. This is like a long corridor stretch of the river, and the wind there's always whitecaps out in the middle if it's blowing a little bit. All that water, all of this water in the back is just from splashing in the boat. It was sketchy getting across. That's why I said something about the swimming and stuff in this video. Just be careful, people. If you get one of these kayaks, make sure you wear a life jacket, because there's been people around here drown in kayaks like within the past couple years. Go out, and I don't ever want to have somebody watch my video and something bad happen to them. Life jacket number one. Know how to swim. Don't go out in freezing cold weather till your body gets adjusted to it. You know, I put this in when it's 12, and that's not for everybody. Like 10, 12 degrees, you can be in trouble real fast. It takes you a couple years to get accustomed to that, falling in that water. Just be careful. I'm gonna always be okay. I've been doing this since I've been a little kid, but I don't want to see anything happen to somebody that's not used to doing stuff like that. So just make sure you take lots of precautions. Later. Alright, I'm getting my boat in here. I'm gonna go to a little different spot. Yesterday's where I found that coin and stuff, and I didn't get out till way later in the day. I only had a little bit of time to look, but I did all right. That coin's pretty cool. But I'm gonna go to a place further down the river here where I found a bunch of points like 3 weeks ago. Hundreds in a week. Well, 150 like in 9 days. The water's kind of up. It's going to be kind of a struggle, but every time I come out, it gives me a chance of finding something like yesterday. Normally, if I wouldn't have had a YouTube channel, I wouldn't have even went out yesterday, but you see, it's paying off. You know, I really wouldn't have thought it was worth it before, but it's worth it for everybody watching. Got me a coffee, and I'm just going to go out, float down the river, and have a nice coffee. That's worth the trip for me. Look around and see if I can't see any animals and maybe find a point. Later, folks. Man, I'm glad you come up here and found one, man. My buddy is here with me, Chuck. And we're in at a place where I found like that long pestle and stuff. and my buddy Chuck's here, and he says he's got a nice point, so you get to see the master at work here. I'm glad I was able to show you some of his points. He sure has some fine stuff. And you can see we've been here 20 minutes and Chuck has one already. All right, look at this, folks. Let me...
Either a little pentagonal or a bird point. I'd say a little pentagonal, like
yeah, like them ones,
shell midden ones at Washington.
Wow, Chuck. Yes, look at that, folks. I'll get, maybe before you leave, I'll get a picture of it to put on there. Man, Chuck's first find on video. That's a nice one, Chuck. I would, you guys,
under all that rope, barge rope.
You guys saw my pentagonals from down there with the pentagonal knife. That's not too far from where I found all those pentagonals and those bird points. So yeah, and here, like when you're doing this, Chuck moved out this stuff, and it caught this stuff.
All this debris here caught it.
He knows what he's doing, folks. I learned a lot from him early on. He, when this stuff comes down, it gets backed up behind this stuff because we're on a slant. And he moved this stuff away and started scraping under it. And that's the same principle with his real big blade that you saw in the last video. He moved a car tire. That stuff holds the stuff in. Well, anyway, I'll be back. Thanks for watching. Just a few minutes later, after Chuck got his, I got something that's a little lesser, but it's right here. Still cool. Look at this fire rock and all this hardstone and stuff. Chuck looks here a lot and he hasn't been here a while, and he said, I kind of stayed away from this area because I thought he had it looked out. He told me that he looks here a lot, and evidently the bank's caved in a bunch since he's been here, and there's all kinds of new stuff down, so we might be in business today. But that's pretty cool. Later. Here's a piece Chuck found, and that's a bigger piece. It looks like the start of a point or something. You can see, you just find everything on these sites. Points in progress, and they're all how they were left. There's no farm equipment damage to this, so this is just how the Indian left it. It could get rolled around and surfed, but there isn't much of that here behind this stuff.
Yeah, that's something.
I got another
guy sent you $100.
yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to send him stuff tomorrow. I got something else here.
Quite a bit of that stuff.
Flint all through here.
Not much anymore, but...
And look, right here. Another piece of faceted hematite. My buddy Chuck was saying, you know, the guy that did the $100 donation, you're gonna have to send him something. I said, yeah, well, I'll send you some rubbed hematite, because I found a lot of this, man. Look at this piece. That's the natural stone. You can see how it's even rubbed. That's not broke. Look how faceted down that is. It just looks, it's about as thick as a thick piece of window glass. And that's all been rubbed. You can go back and watch that paint stone video where I have the Indian putting on the war paint in the cover image. It's in the last week or so. You can see how this was used, a demonstration, but that's a nice one. That's a nice one. Well, anyway, thanks for watching. All right, Chuck just left a few minutes ago. He had to walk in here. He got a late start on it, and there's a thunderstorm coming. I can get back across the river real quick and stuff. I mean, there's a big chunk of flint. But I got an artifact. It's right here. It's a little blade. It's kind of cool. It's not bad. Little tool or something. So I got another piece. There's a dump up there farther that has promise. I found a broken crock earlier, like a piece out of one. But look at this, same screen as that blade. I put it down in the water. That's the brass piece out of the middle of a knife, like a pocket knife. You can see right in here where this iron is. Those are the blades all rusted apart. And here's the other piece. That's what held it together. I won't keep that, but that's kind of cool. Don't see nothing else. I'm gonna keep at it a little bit longer till I think the rain's really gonna come in, and I'm gonna hightail it out of here. Look as long as I can. Later. Yeah, I'm heading back across this muddy river. The water's up, we're still finding stuff, and I was in a really good pocket there. Was finding like a handful of flint in every screen. But my mom just called me, and they're getting hail and heavy rains and thunder and lightning, and it's only like, I'm probably 20 miles away from their house, so I'm getting the heck out of here, folks. I got an aluminum ore. Later. All right, I'm back in my boat. I can see just black clouds coming up the river. I'm gonna have to hurry up and do this. But I got this stuff. There's a piece of Indian powder. I found out after I did my last clip. Some flakes and stuff, and Chuck got that point, but we're in there a little over an hour. And man, that stinks. I gotta leave because I really felt like I was gonna find something nice. Started finding some nice flint. Look at this stuff. It's just, and that's probably some kind of a little tool. You can see how it's had some use on it, probably some little flake knife, but man, that stinks. But I'll go home. I need to leave anyway and pick the winners for the giveaway because I'm gonna have to make that video and do all this, so I'll just get home and work on that. Take the rest of the day off. My back's hurting anyway. Later, folks. This is my buddy. He has a racing and machine shop and he's redoing this old truck. I thought some of you guys would like to see this. It's like an old, like, step side kind of. Here's the back end of it, but you can see what he's doing. Look at the rims on this. He's redoing the engine. He's taking it all down and apart. A lot of the stuff he knows how to do, a lot of the wiring he's learning as he goes. He's done other cars, and I'm trying to talk him into doing a YouTube channel and maybe live streaming out of the garage and doing these vehicles because he does a lot. I'm not as much into cars, but after I don't have time to do this stuff with all the arrowhead hunting and stuff. Might come over here and build some motorcycles because that's what I'm into, bikes. Old Harleys. Like, I don't know, pre-1970 Harleys, and more so into the 40s and 50s is what I like. And I know where there's some I can buy that need restored. And later on in my channel, like maybe 5 years from now, I will add that in. Me restoring motorcycles. But look at this. This is going to turn out nice. He's going to drive this, and this is his racing and machine shop here. Emery Racing and Machine, you can see up there. This is a great place to work for him, and this truck's going to be awesome. Real nice. Well, I'll get back at you. Maybe I can talk this old boy into getting on YouTube, and if he does, I will surely link his channel to mine and promote it all I can, because he's pretty talented at doing this stuff and he's really into cars. Later, folks.